Imagine an animal that can freeze solid and then come back to life. It sounds like something from a science fiction movie, doesn't it? A creature that becomes a block of ice, only to hop away when the weather warms up. This isn't a monster from a film. It's a real-life animal, and it's absolutely incredible. I'm talking about the wood frog, a tiny amphibian with a massive survival secret. These little critters are nature's ultimate ice zombies. They face down the coldest winters in a way that seems impossible, pushing the limits of what we thought living things could endure. They truly are one of nature's most astonishing creations. Wood frogs are found across North America, from the deep south all the way up into the Arctic Circle. The ones living in the far north, in places like Alaska and Canada, are the real champions. These regions have brutally long and cold winters. The temperature can drop far, far below freezing for months on end. Most animals would either migrate south to escape the cold, or they would hibernate deep underground below the frost line. But not the wood frog. It does something completely different, something utterly mind-blowing. It finds a shallow little space under some leaves or soil, and just lets the winter come. When the freezing temperatures arrive, an amazing transformation begins. The wood frog doesn't fight the cold, it embraces it. It starts to freeze, literally. Ice crystals form in its skin, in its body cavity, and even around its organs. If this happened to almost any other animal, its cells would be torn apart by the ice, and that would be the end. But the wood frog is prepared for this. Its body is a masterpiece of natural engineering, designed for this very moment. It has a special trick up its sleeve to protect itself from the inside out, a kind of natural antifreeze. As the frog freezes, its body shuts down completely. Its heart stops beating, it stops breathing. Its brain shows no activity. For all intents and purposes, it is clinically dead. You could pick up a frozen wood frog, and it would be as hard and as cold as an ice cube. More than 60% of the water in its body turns to solid ice. It's a tiny frozen statue, a frog sickle waiting patiently for the return of spring. It can stay in this state of suspended animation for up to 7 months, a silent, frozen testament to the power of survival. So how does this little frog survive being turned into a block of ice? The answer is pure biological genius. It all comes down to sugar. Just before it freezes, the wood frog's body gets a massive signal from the ice forming on its skin. This triggers an emergency response in its liver, which starts working overtime. The liver begins to convert huge amounts of a stored substance called glycogen directly into glucose, which is a type of sugar. This process happens incredibly fast, flooding every single cell in the frog's body with a thick, sugary syrup. This glucose acts like a natural antifreeze, a process called cryoprotection. While the water outside the frog's cells freezes solid, the super high concentration of sugar inside the cells prevents them from freezing. This is the crucial part of the trick. If the cells themselves froze, the sharp ice crystals would shred their delicate walls and structures, destroying them completely. But by keeping the inner parts of the cells liquid, the frog ensures that its essential machinery remains intact and undamaged, even while the rest of its body is frozen solid around them. It's a clever and life-saving chemical defense. This natural antifreeze does more than just protect the cells from ice damage. The high sugar levels also help to draw water out of the cells before the deep freeze sets in. This process of dehydration makes the cells shrink and become more resilient. Think of it like a grape turning into a raisin. By removing most of the water, there's simply less liquid left inside to freeze and cause potential harm. The frog essentially mummifies its own cells, packing them with sugar to keep them safe until the thaw arrives. It's an extreme strategy, but for the wood frog, it's the key to life. For months, the frog remains in this frozen state. Its heart is still. Its lungs are empty. It is, for all practical purposes, a part of the frozen landscape. It cannot move, it cannot eat, and it cannot escape from predators that might find it. It is completely vulnerable. Yet, this state of suspended animation is its greatest strength. By shutting down all its bodily functions, it uses almost no energy. It simply waits. This incredible ability is what allows it to survive in places where few other amphibians could even dream of living. After a long, dark winter, the first signs of spring finally arrive. The sun gets a little stronger each day, and the snow and ice begin to melt. For the frozen wood frog, this is the signal to wake up. The thawing process is just as remarkable as the freezing process, and it happens surprisingly quickly. As the frog's icy body starts to warm up, the ice begins to melt from the inside out. The heart is one of the first organs to thaw and kick back into action. It starts with a few weak, fluttery beats, and then gets stronger and stronger. Once the heart is beating, it begins to pump the blood, which is still thick with all that protective glucose around the body. This sugary blood helps to carry warmth and oxygen to the other organs and muscles, helping them to thaw out too. The brain wakes up, the lungs start to function, and soon the frog takes its first breath in months. The whole process can happen in just a few hours. A creature that was a solid, lifeless block of ice in the morning can be a fully active, hopping frog by the afternoon. It's a resurrection, a true miracle of the natural world. The frog has no time to waste once it has thawed. Spring in the far north is short, and it's a race against time to reproduce. Being one of the first animals to become active gives the wood frog a huge advantage. They often make their way to the nearest ponds and pools while there is still ice floating on the water. The males start calling for females right away, filling the chilly spring air with their strange, duck-like croaks. They need to find a mate, lay their eggs, and give their tadpoles a head start before other animals even get going. This incredible ability to freeze and thaw gives the wood frog a massive edge in its tough environment. It can live further north than any other reptile or amphibian in North America, precisely because it has mastered the cold. While other frogs have to find deep ponds or burrows that don't freeze, the wood frog can make its home almost anywhere. All it needs is a bit of leaf litter to hide under. This spectacular survival skill is the secret to its success, allowing it to thrive where others would perish. When you look at the life cycle of the wood frog, you are looking at a true survival champion. This small animal has developed a superpower that scientists are still studying with great fascination. The ability to stop your heart, stop your breathing, and turn most of your body into solid ice, only to revive perfectly fine a few months later, is truly extraordinary. It challenges our very definition of what it means to be alive. The wood frog spends a large part of its life somewhere between life and death, in a frozen state that has allowed it to conquer the frozen north. Scientists are incredibly interested in how the wood frog does this. Imagine if we could apply this knowledge to human medicine. What if we could freeze human organs, like hearts or kidneys, for transport to people who need transplants? Right now, organs can only be preserved for a few hours. But if we could use the frog's sugar trick, we could potentially store them for much longer, saving countless lives. The humble wood frog could hold the key to incredible medical breakthroughs, all thanks to its amazing ability to survive the cold. The wood frog is a powerful reminder of how amazing and adaptable nature can be. Animals have found ways to survive in every corner of our planet, from the hottest deserts to the coldest, most frozen landscapes. The wood frog's story is one of the most extreme examples. It shows us that even a small, seemingly ordinary creature can possess abilities that are more incredible than anything we could invent. It's a testament to the power of evolution and the endless creativity of the natural world. It proves that even in the harshest conditions, life finds a way. So the next time you think about the incredible animals on our planet, don't just think of the big, powerful predators. Remember the little wood frog. Remember this tiny amphibian that becomes an ice zombie to survive the winter. It is one of the toughest and most resilient animals out there. It may not have big teeth or sharp claws, but it has a survival skill that is second to none. The wood frog is a true icon of endurance, a small but mighty hero of the animal kingdom, and a genuine natural wonder.